about these Sooners here on the Sooner or Later Sports Show, a Hog Media production presented by Sleeper. That's Coop. I'm Jay. Thanks for pulling up here on the YouTube channel and listening wherever podcasts are downloaded and listened to while you're here. Please wipe your feet and like, subscribe, rate, review, and give us 5 stars. Y'all don't think we deserve it? Y'all know y'all gotta give us 5 anyway. Gifted. So, on today's episode, we've got a lot of things we need to break down, like the dismantling of Temple and how it's a lot bigger deal than y'all understand. Do we have an RB1? Kind of feels like it, but we shall see. We'll also talk about all the craziness that's going around college football. Coop's got opinions, and we've got to listen to them. So we're going to jump into all of that and some more. Shout out to our presenting sponsor, Sleeper. If you are doing daily fantasy football and you're not using Sleeper, you're missing out. Check them out. Use our promo code UNFAIR, and you will get 100% match up to your first $100. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms for details. Coop! Happy Sunday, my man. You look well rested. How are you doing today?
I feel good. I mean,
you smell good.
I feel really, passable. Make it good. No, it's good. Now we go. We go on the road, and now here's where the fun starts.
We're in the meat and potatoes of college football season now. We're embarking on week 4. The week that to me is the most critical, because I feel like once you're about 4 weeks in, you get a good understanding of your team. And I've always said this, about October is when I like to see the first set of actual polls. So that's the one that I'm looking forward to right now, is that we get to actually see what that looks like, man. Yeah. I know you sat down and watched that game. Hey, y'all, shout out to y'all here in the chat. Of course, our guy, our Red Dirt RDS, always reminding you all, please get y'all's tails in the water. And there's a reason why we're getting in the water. I don't think you understand that y'all need to be in there. So, Coop, let's start off with the simplest of simple, the beginning of how this weekend has started for us is once again another W for our beloved Oklahoma Sooners. How did you feel about that game?
I mean, everything happened, we called it out from the beginning. It was, you have to create your own energy. I know that we said it in the instant reaction over on Locked On, but you got to create your energy. You're going to be going in front of a kind of a sleepy environment. Let's be honest, there were less people there than if it were raining during our spring game. Sooner fans showed out. We had some of our friends sending us messages saying it was 2 to 3 to 1, for Sooner fans in the area. In Philadelphia, a lot of Sooner fans took over restaurants. And so right from the get, you come out on defense. You end with a -1 yard, for the first play, and you shut the mess down right from the get-go. Still lots of coachability points, but this is what you wanted to see. You wanted to see going out. You wanted to see that stuff going on. The second street, you were rotating in a lot of backups early, and you walk out with a good feeling. And the defensive team, defensive side of the ball, that is, they just kept on doing what they're doing.
They just continue to be who they are. So let's start off and talk a lot about, I think the respect is earned. We got to talk about the defense first. We're going to lead off with defense and how they played. Make sure y'all hit the like, subscribe, bell notification like we always make mention for you all to do. We appreciate y'all pulling up here on this Sunday evening, but we've got to respect the defense, man. I don't think y'all understand the magnitude of why I'm gassing up a game against Temple. No, this is not Ohio State, Bama. It's not even Michigan State. It's not Texas. It's not USC. It's not TCU. It's not Miami. It's not Florida State. No. But the most important thing to me, Coop, when it comes to these games is when you have an expectation to produce,
Yeah.
Regardless of if you decide to bring in second stringers and third stringers, as you will hear from other teams, they did the same thing. They start to bring in their 2 deep and their 3 deep because they want to get them a little bit of live snaps, and you want to be able to see what that product can become. So I have a little empathy for them because I understand, you want to see what they look like. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to, they're going to miss on plays. But when you have the capabilities of doing stuff like this, Coop, pull up these stats. When you're able to walk up in this bad boy, you played 2 deep. You played a little bit of your 3 deep. Heck, one of our 3 deeps got a sack, Coop. Yeah. Wyatt Gilmore got a sack in this game. And you're able to hold a team to 104 yards who averages 114 yards per game in their first 2 games before they got here. You hold them to 104 yards on the road. You did what you were supposed to do. That, to me, is a bigger confirmation of how good your defense is than most. You did really good against Michigan. You were a thorn in their side. Y'all saw Michigan put up a whole bunch of numbers, right? I don't know if y'all noticed that. They played Central Michigan. They played their cupcake game, and they destroyed them. Even with Sharon Moore not even coaching in the game, they destroyed that cupcake. And I think Bryce Underwood threw for like 1 million yards, and he ran for 1 million as well. They did that. I just want y'all to understand, this is why I gas it. They actually are producing the stuff they're supposed to produce in games. They're supposed to do it. They're supposed to do it in, Coop. Am I crazy?
The numbers are the numbers. Right now, OU in the SEC, number 1 in yards allowed per game at 181 yards per game. Jesus. We were hoping if we could keep a team down to that in a quarter or a half a few years back, that was going to be good. You lead the SEC in points per game. And last time I checked, whatever happens, the goal is to score more than the opponent. Well, right now you're down to, 6.3 points per game. And you're averaging right around 17% on third down conversion. So with all that being said, your defense is doing their job, getting on the field, getting off the field. You're rotating backups. You're rotating the backups. Right. And still you're averaging 17-ish, snaps per game less on defense. So you're keeping folks fresh. Mm-hmm. And you can play the team that's scheduled for that week, right? There's no other – that's what you do. This week we had Temple. Last week we had Michigan. Jay, the teams that we have played, that is Illinois State, Michigan, and Temple, we're averaging nearly 50 points per game each, all 3 of those teams, and over 500 yards in the other teams that they played. Again, it's just 2 versus 1, I understand. But as of right now, we make this claim, this is the best defense in the SEC, because statistically it's the best defense in the SEC.
Exactly.
If we had the worst stats in the SEC right now, we know folks would be piling on and say, yeah, you're the worst defense in the SEC. So why can't we do it on the other side too? So you're holding teams well below their average in points and yardage. This Temple team isn't the Temple team we played last year. This defense is better, and though we got 6 turnovers last year, we didn't hold them yardage like that. They got quite a few yards against us last year. So this team's just great at getting the 3 and outs, and I know that we'll dive into a lot of the defense stuff here in a second.
Yeah.
But the goal is for the defense, get off the field, give the ball back to the offense.
Yup. That is what you're supposed to be doing. These numbers reflect that exactly. You're looking at 78 yards passing for a quarterback that was throwing for like 250, 300 a game, and running yards at 26 for a running game that was running for like 200 yards per game. They literally was doing everything that they're supposed to be doing. Third down conversions. I saw a stat. We've only allowed 7 conversions out of like 41 attempts on third down.
Yes. Exact numbers.
I have not been more impressed with the direction that we're probably going.
Jay, that's not even 25% conversion rate. And if we were at 25%, I would do that same dance that Jaden Jackson did. when he got his sack against Michigan. 7 for 41.
Yep.
I don't know what it is, and nobody wants to see that, but I mean, you said it right. I mean, these teams are scoring nearly 50 points a game. Every single one of these teams, nearly 50 points a game. Against us, 3, 13, and 3. And Jay, if we really want to just be honest, what is it? 9 of those points were given up because we turned the ball over in the red zone?
Yeah, that's because we gave the ball back in passes in the red zone. If we didn't do that, guess what? You easily shut out these teams. You know, it happens. It happens to the best of us, but you shut them out.
Gives you something to hope for.
Which is pretty crazy. 3rd down, 7 for 41. Thank you, Hank. We're not letting you convert. That is what impresses me, is that Brent Venables told us this is what we're going to have, Coop. We were told that this is what we were going to receive out of this team. And this is what he was building for. This is the only reason why I haven't been on the get rid of BB train like a lot of people have been, is specifically because of that. The numbers are showing out.
Yeah.
I went and looked at college football stats, just to kind of look at the national stats and stuff. Total defense. Where do you think Oklahoma's ranked, Coop?
I looked the other night, so I will say, but is it 8?
Nope. Nationally in total defense, we are number 4 in the country.
Oh man,
we're right behind.
I let them down.
BYU, Minnesota, and Iowa. But right next to us is Missouri. Got to give them props. They did play Kansas.
Doing good. They're doing well.
A team that did really well like the weeks before them. So Missouri actually is looking like more of a threat than we could have possibly anticipated.
Yeah.
But we're playing way better defense than expected. That defensive line, though, Stone looked good. He's been looking good all year. Like, I am in like the I'm not surprised, but I'm at a level of impressed when it comes to him playing in the middle. Him and Jaden Jackson have been ridiculously good. Getting pressure, stopping the run. They've been doing everything they were supposed to. And it's funny because I love this statement by Kyle here, because I think this is actually kind of funny because it's been the opposite performance as of late. We don't play well with media hype. I hate it. Did you watch the Michigan game? Because we were being gassed up most of the time for that game. And we showed it. Now, I get what you mean, because now when everybody's on our side, it's a different feeling. But I think the defense is there. BB said it like they're playing, having recess, like they're playing together. They're doing it.
It's one really, really cool thing is we got 2 stories that are going in with this defense. That's in the spring, and I believe it was Owen Heineke, but basically Owen Heineke started basically holding David Stone accountable for everything that he was doing. So this defense sees what is capable, and they're asking each other to do better. Always do better. Always do better.
Yep.
And
that's the most important thing, is do better.
You're seeing it. That was it. It was make the play that's in front of you. Don't have to be hero ball. Stay in your assignment. And that's where you're seeing a lot of these oh wow plays is guys aren't trying to be crazy. They're not getting out of themselves. They're staying in alignment, and they're getting after it. Now we get a lot of opportunity week in and week out going forward, minus 1 week, and that's the Kent State. So, but heading into this week, they're going to have a lot to do. But when you look at the Temple, and yes, it's Temple, but again, we just played them yesterday. That's what the show is about. We're talking about the team that we just played.
Right.
The defense came out, and whenever we did have the turnover, they went backwards. Whenever they got any type of a play that resulted in any really net positive yards, I brought it up during the Michigan. The best consecutive plays against Michigan were 8 yards and 12 yards. and I'd have to go back and look on the play-by-play for this one. I did not do it this week.
It's okay.
Because
I'm looking right now.
There weren't very many chunks regardless. But you look at 3 plays for 1 yard, 3 plays for 6 yard.
35. 6 plays for 35 yards was their best one. It was a time of possession for 3 minutes and 34 seconds because it felt like the second half they really did not move the ball. It's like the second half we turned it up an entire notch. They had a possession with 27 yards on 11 plays in the third quarter, and then in the fourth there was literally 3 possessions. We had the ball.
There was 3 possessions in the fourth. I mean, that running clock changes a lot, so you don't have more and more garbage time opportunity. And now, granted, I mean, we had the ball 1 possession in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
That's all right. Sorry, 2 possessions. We burned it out in the final one. So, I mean, let's talk about individuals, Jay. Who on the defense kind of is your MVP of the week?
Oh, man. So it's really hard, truth be told. And we'll talk about our Mason Thomas situation in just a minute. So stick around. We'll talk about that in just a sec. But it's really hard because it was so looking at this, look at the defensive stats. Like there was 22 players that played on defense. So you play basically 2 complete refreshes at minimum. A lot of mixtures. A lot of people got tackled. A lot of people you got 4 sacks technically in the game with Boganowski getting a solo one, Reggie Powers getting his solo one, and then you had the Wyatt Gilmore one was a strip sack, and then Taylor Heim. The Heim and Wine combos came together for a sack. So it's really hard to get just one, but the BV stat is there. 11 tackles for the loss. So I'm probably going to give it to Taylor Wine. He was out there getting probably some of the most pressure. It's funny. They threw the ball in this game. Let me look at that stat real quick. 25 times. They got 25 throws off. And we sacked them 4 more times. So that's at least, 29 attempts?
1 of 6. Yeah.
I looked at PFF, Coop. We had 27 pressures in this game.
And they're getting the ball out fast. So they went 14 for 27. So that is 13 balls that never found a home.
Yeah.
And let's just be honest, there were a lot of completed passes that were 1 to 2 yards. So I see what you're saying, and I think I brought this up before the season started, Jay. I said, on offense and defense, you're probably not going to see a fantasy football statistical anomaly from anybody on either side of the house because the depth on defense and then just the efficiency on the offense. But I mean, when your leading tackler has four tackles,
yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what makes it so tough. And Tag, I get you. That's probably where I would go. I'd probably go with RP3 or even Boganowski because of just the delayed blitz that led to sacks. Give them mad props for that. It's tough because so many people did so many things in this game. It was a collective defensive performance. Linebackers were in the right fits. I mean, that quarterback was just in havoc. I mean, 27 dropbacks, 27 pressures. But that, you get 4 sacks, and every time they went out there, someone was getting pressure on them. And we don't even do that all the time. And there were some moments where we were only sending 3 and was still getting pressure. You could tell BV felt the need to turn up the pressure as much as possible. That's where things are super tough. I don't know which side to give the most props to just because there was so much. There's so many people to give props to on that. DBs, you know what? Shout this out. Kendall Doby made his valiant return.
Yes, our boy.
Kendall Doby played. I think he played most of the game out there at corner next to Cortland Guillory. That they learned their lesson not to really go to Cortland. Cortland had 1 tackle in this entire game. They didn't really go his direction much. Then Devon Jordan came in for Doby or whatnot.
Jacoby was in there too in the second quarter.
Jacoby did get some run as well. I didn't notice that before, and people pointed that out for me. I was like, cool. I need to go see the snaps. I can go look at the snaps real quick while I'm looking at this, but the defense was really, really, really just really, 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 really lights out in that game.
And when I look at it, I go, all right, Reggie Powers had a sack. I remember a play where he stood out. Kendall Dolby, I remember him on coverages. They ran a really good timing route. It may have been the best pass of the day for 15 yards.
Something like that. Omasigo had 21 snaps. He had one of the higher grades. I don't really go with PFF's grades. I love their data. I don't really go with their grades as much. I mean, I think some of it takes a little context, but everybody kind of graded high. We played 29 different people.
I would say this. The only one, and this is nitpicking to the nth degree. When homeboy fields the kickoff and steps on the out of bounds line at the 1, that first play, Heineke actually had an opportunity. He got kind of clipped and so he came in kind of flying crazy. And he's great, but he's no Roy Williams. He had a chance at knocking the guy in the backfield, and I believe it was the running back.
Ducker.
But he had a chance to hit him for the safety. But it just is. It's a continual thing on defense that you're not. Nothing's happening. You hold them down to a 1 yard average per carry, 2.9 on defense on from passing. Like, I don't know if you could have done any better.
Exactly.
And some of the times in the past, we've had great defensive performances. You're like, oh, but you're rewatching the game, and you're like, oh, that was just a missed throw. That guy was wide open, and he had been running for a minute. Or that one, the guy just dropped the pass, just plain and simple. Like, there weren't those in this game. It was just literally they shut Ish down from the get-go. And I think that a Longhorn, Sam Acho calling the game, maybe the second possession of the game, said you can see that Temple is just scared of OU's speed. That's a Longhorn saying that on national TV about the team. So, yeah, there is reason to be excited. Now, again, on Saturday, this game means nothing.
Nope.
Michigan means nothing.
Come Monday, this game means nothing. This game's over, and we're on to Auburn. But we're going to enjoy it for today because, again, this is the last game that was played. So, no, you're 100% correct on that. So, I'm going to give it to Taylor Wine. He had the most hurt pressures in this game. I'm going to give it to Taylor Wine. I know. I got to pick somebody. It was hard. Reggie Powers, the third. RP3 was probably – you know what? He probably would give it to him. He had a sack, a hit, and a hurry in this game with 3 tackles. Or, yeah, 3 tackles, 4 tackles, whatever. Yeah. You know what?
Solo
RP3.
tackles.
Yeah, we'll give it
RP3.
to we'll give it to RP3. Who you got?
Hey, you could do the Gabe and T. I was going to give it to this guy so that you can kind of say somebody else's name too. But man, I'm going to give it. I'm going to give somebody who just silently does his job every single week, and nobody notices it. But dude's in the backfield, dude's taking on double teams, and it's Dom Williams. He is kind of unk for this defensive line. He's that old man. He's out there doing his thing. It just seems that they don't move him. They don't move Jaden either. And David, you know, they highlighted one of his plays where he they got the 3rd and 1 and they lost 2 yards. You know, right after Acho says this is what you really wanted the first drive to look like. But, Dom Williams just continues to get through and go crazy. And these guys are good at their job. They're really good at their job.
They're really good.
And there's no reason to pull up. And B, you said it in the chat. Everybody is reminding folks, there ain't no red or blue jersey this week. Go get them.
Yep. There is nothing that prevents the Sooners from going after the opposition. And we'll talk about them later this week. Wednesday's episode will break down in preparation for that game, focusing on that game. But there's going to be a lot of stats going to be thrown out over the next few days because truth be told, we kind of deserve it. So we're going to go ahead and do it. Coop, let's talk offense. First, shout out to our people over there at Sleeper. This video is powered by our partners over at Sleeper. Have you ever heard of the Sleeper app? Look, it's more than just fantasy football. They got daily fantasy sports as well. Plus, they provide with all the stats and information you're looking for, like real-time updates. You can visualize all the stats. You get a news feed with lightning fast updates for the players that you're watching, on top of those that you may have picked in daily fantasy sports. You also get a chat where you can engage with other users about individual plays, performances, and all of that. So it's a great time. Make sure you go download the #1 sports app today, and you can experience it all yourself. Use our code UNFAIR, and they will match up to $100 on your first deposit. Terms and conditions apply. See the Sleeper's terms of use for details. So, Coop, we're back at it. Thank y'all for pulling up. Hit that like button if you are new to the channel. Subscribe, rate, review, give us 5 stars. Coop, we got to talk offense now, man. This offense did, the thing that they were, of course, also supposed to do. They put up numbers. This was the most yards we did in the game so far, right? Is that kind of how we can rate this one? Did we, is this the most that we've done this year?
We got 515.
515 yards in there. Did 79 plays. About 25 more plays than Temple. 287 on the net pass with 228 on the net run. We actually ran for 200 yards in this game, which
it is.
We talked about this.
The most
I think it's the most we've had. Tory Blaylock, 14 carries, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns with that beautiful, was that 25-yard touchdown run?
I like that one, and I like the call on the broadcast. He takes the handoff, he cuts the outside, he squeezes through, lowers his shoulder, through into the end zone. It literally sounded like you were just you're watching film. It's like every bit of a running back. Take the ball, see the hole, squeeze through the hole, lay a boom.
Yeah, I'm feeling like Blaylock deserves a lot, but I also think here, Hank, you're 100% right. Hey, man, we need to give more flowers to Jaren Kanak. This man moved from one side of the ball and has completely changed our tight end room. Completely. I did not expect that. Burger's dad is once again a beast.
And just to kind of put some spec on that name, that's Jaren Kanak, the most receiving yards in the nation for a tight end. Jaren Kanak.
He does lead the country in yards, don't he?
The entire country.
At tight end. Wow.
Tied for number 39 in the country. But the offense, I mean, first and foremost, I think that the coaching staff knew that the offense is probably the one that was going to need to really just play with their own created energy more than the defense. I think that this defense right now, you just basically go, you guys know what you could do. You guys got so many goals that you haven't seen yet. You haven't had like a 5-sack game. You haven't had a turnover yet. And you saw it with the 2-point conversion. So I'll just start off right there. So not only is Jaren Kanak, but they said that, they worked on that play in practice, and he was surprised when they called it. And
really?
Jay, I'm going to throw some shade. Oh. It was good to see our tight end throw a ball and complete it to our own team.
Ooh.
Nobody that is a fan of Oklahoma or a hater of Oklahoma that would have not had me instituted if I would have said that going into the season. If I said at any point in the season, Jaren Kanak, after game 1, if I'd have said Jaren Kanak led the nation for tight ends for receiving yards, somebody would have been like, whatever he is smoking it's going to
I
kill
want
him.
2 of those. Yeah. I would have called you out and said, dude, you are a lunatic right now. And I don't know what you're thinking. And Sean, you are spot on with this. This is the thing that I've got to understand. And I think this is the thing that's impressed me the most and why I want to give Kanak these flowers. This dude on third and long, this dude has been making the plays that we have needed the most every time. Every time. Mr. Blaylock is saying this offense is gelling. They're starting to roll, and it's going to be hard to stop them, man. They've gelled at a – they're what Brent Venables said, and I hope y'all understand why BV said this. He doesn't want this team to peak at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't want them to peak at the moment where it's – and we're going to start teetering down. I think in 23 we peaked too early. So I kind of see what he means. It's we're going to make mistakes. We want to make sure that we're as tight as possible, but we got to get better week over week over week and just continue 1% better every day. That's the goal. And they're now at a point where I don't feel like we're at our best whatsoever. We keep talking about the run game. That's one of the bigger ones. I think that Mateer could probably throw for more yards. So that's a good thing. We're not done on the pass game. I think the blocking can improve. I mean, Mateer's got time, but we could do better on some plays. Yeah. Right? But at the same time, being realistic and understanding, we're playing football here, folks. We're playing against teams, especially now we're in SEC play. We're playing against teams that will scheme and be prepared. We're playing against pro caliber coordinators. Like, some of these dudes have come from the pros. Some of these dudes have been recruited by the pros to come there. So we're going against that caliber to where they can figure it out. But on top of that, though, Coop, we're owning every moment and we're locked in. Like, I don't think we're going to peak until closer to Tennessee, if y'all want me to be 100% honest.
So here's why I agree with you, Jay. Tory ain't even been unleashed yet.
Nope.
They are still 14 carries. He hasn't even really gotten a chance to get out on a lope, out on the edge yet. The way that he sees the way that he sees things, the game's starting to slow down for him right now, and I mean, it gives me goosebumps knowing that Tory is going to be the one, and then anything that you get from any of the other guys is just extra cheddar.
Yeah, it really is.
Mateer still hasn't just really nailed down the chemistry in live game action with receivers. And then Jay, Javonte Gibson's coming back soon.
Yes, I know the question has been asked numerous times, and we're not ignoring you. I always do the chat stuff a little bit later, so don't worry. We're going to get to all the stars. I've been starring them like crazy so that we have them. But to jump on the Javonte Gibson piece, like Keontez Lewis, he took that hit. I'm going to say it's safe to say because of the way he was hit, he's probably in protocol for concussion. The severity, I don't know, but he was walking around. He walked to the back. He walked back to the sideline. I don't anticipate that he's got massive bad effects as of right now, but we don't know. I don't know what he's doing at home. I don't know what the diagnosis is. I'm just keeping that a buck. This week, though, we will probably get one, a depth chart, two, also a injury report because it's SEC play. Now we have to put out a injury report. So on Wednesday, you'll get your first one. You'll get one on Thursday, and we'll get one on Friday. So we'll be talking about this for the next few days. We probably won't talk about it on Wednesday's show because it typically comes out late on Wednesday. So we'll probably be already recorded and put everything out. But you're going to get an injury report on everybody that's going to be out, everybody be around. But for as far as Javonte Gibson goes, we've seen this dude fully dressed 2 games in a row.
2 weeks.
My anticipation is he's eventually going to see some snaps.
Yeah.
He may not see a lot. Or he may see a whole bunch. I may be wrong.
So as of right now, the last thing that I heard, and, from not where you're looking, on the socials, is last week he was running at 97%. He's been dressed out. He's been going through warm-ups. you don't want or need him still yet. I think that if you think he's going to get more than like maybe 5 to 10 snaps this week, if he comes back in Auburn, you may see him 5 or 6 snaps. Like, that's my assumption. You bring him back and you let him run some stuff during Kent State, and then you get the bye week, and so you have him with some game time. You've got the bye week, and then I think we get, I don't know if they're a cupcake at this point, but you get an easier game right after that.
Kent State, they're a cupcake. They're well, I mean, they actually had a pretty good game this past week, if I'm correct. But
I was talking about the one after Kent State.
Oh, yeah, fair point. Touche. Pretty funny. Sean, yes. Looking here, Elijah Thomas got a catch for 5 yards in this game. I remember seeing him go out there. He got a tackle, too.
He pop pass, and he had a special teams. Dude's really good at special teams, too.
He really is. He's a
and
hawk.
That's a BV thing and that's what you saw from Powers and Boganowski year one was, hey, listen, if you don't like your spot on the depth chart, go show me what you got on special teams. I mean, that's straight out of the Bible. That's be faithful with little, you'll be trusted with much. That's how BV cares about those things. Go show me that you're willing to make those plays, to make the effort plays for something that may not get you a lot of podcast praise or social media praise, but go out there and do those things. And ET's been out there. He's been hustling. So, yeah, he got a little pop pass and he ran out. So he saw the field a little bit more. I still think that some of the extended receiver play has been due to just further ingraining some of the chemistry pieces. Mm-hmm. But, again, you've got – and talking to Keontae Lewis's dad during the game, he said he's fine. Now – if you're in protocol, the way that we're doing this now with an NFL protocol is you have to be symptom-free, and then you get 4 days after that. So if he's got symptoms on Tuesday, that's kind of your point of no return because you're going to make that depth chart. I would expect if you do not see him on the depth chart on Wednesday, we're probably not seeing him in the game. But if he's out there with an oar on, there's a chance.
Yeah, and the same thing with Jaden Gibson. I don't think I put it this way. The way that this wide receiver room is playing right now, if he's not 100%, you don't need him. Go ahead and sit the entire year. He's coming back from a pretty bad knee injury, and so he may need to sit a full year and a half, go 2 years. He may need to just sit this entire season. He sat last season. He can sit this season, and we'll reevaluate in the summer. But that was a pretty bad knee injury. But that's the good thing is we just need Keontae Lewis to be back healthy, which I think he will be in time. Isaiah Satania led the team in receiving. 7 catches, 97 yards. The breakout game we were expecting. Deion Burks didn't have his. Deion Burks was not that dude because they was watching Deion Burks. But Satania instead took over at wide receiver. You got Zion Kearney sighting. He had 2 catches for 31 yards. I think that he's going to start ramping up more. More. Like I said, that wide receiver room, to me, we've got about 6 dudes that we're comfortable with. And so I'm not concerned about either of the two when it comes to the Gibson boys, but I do want Giovanni on the field.
Yeah. It's – and Mr. Blaylock, yes, 100% on this one is you have it seems so silly because it was only 1 year that we didn't really have an offensive coordinator. But when you have an offensive coordinator, you have somebody who can schedule plays, can set up plays, can go creativity on plays. Again, we ran a vanilla offense out there. We haven't seen Arbuckle get into the bag with the screen game. And listen, somebody also brought up the wheel route for Tory. Trust me, during film study, I let his pops know. I said, "Hey, send this up the chain because imagine Tory with that room."
Yup.
There's a lot that still has not been opened up, and I still think that even against Michigan, you didn't dig into the entire playbook. We heard in the practice after the Michigan game that they were starting to kind of open up and get more in the playbook. I think that the screen game that we have the capability of access to with the skill positions that we have on this team, you've got some really, really special opportunities. And I'm really excited about those things because I think this offense is still kind of like, if we're talking about graduation as the playoffs, I think this offense still is kind of in 7th grade. And we got room to grow still, and some of these guys are going to start getting their opportunity. Another great thing about the vanilla playbook this week is you ran some just straight ups, and the guys were winning those straight ups. Those were things that you didn't see in the past. You didn't see wide receivers going after it and doing these things. And I will say I am more excited about the capabilities of this wide receiver group right now than before all the injuries happened last year.
Yep.
Because if you go look at the stats at all the guys who left this team, if you haven't already gone and looked at that, it's a short look.
Yeah, because I really,
stats.
The only one that's doing it has been Andrell Anthony. Like, Duke has been using the heck out of him. And
I think he had like 2 catches for 7 yards last night.
Yeah, 2
unless
for 12.
He got more late. Okay.
2 for 12. 2 for 12 in that game, but on the season he has 10 catches for 121 yards, 3 touchdowns. Not bad.
Yeah.
Right? Not bad for the circumstance. I mean, Kanik is over 200, but and I think Burks has over 150, 200, but Andrell is having a really good year so far.
Burks didn't play a lot this week either. I bet when you look at the snaps, I think that his last attempt really at it was Mateer threw the split finger fastball on the slant pass, and I think that was the last time Burks touched the ball. But again, I still think you play vanilla, you go out there, you're just hop up, and you still have guys that are still in their growth process, like an Ivan Carry-On. Yeah. I know that we threw an attempted lob to him that wasn't very attractive, in the game. I do know that there was another opportunity. When we get up there in the red zone, a lot of people say, Carry-On's in, like, here we go. Like, let's see what this happens. So here's another thing is I think John Mateer does better in bigger games. I think that's just kind of how he is.
I mean, if you really think about it, I mean, honestly, let me say this. Let me make sure that I state this correctly. This was, I don't know. This is his second highest game on the season. Michigan was his lowest, 270 yards passing in that game, 63 yards rushing in this one, 74 in Michigan. Michigan, bigger games, he does more.
Yeah.
Like, he ran 19 times against Michigan. He ran 7 times against Illinois State, 7 times against Temple. And that one big 51-yarder is really the big, meat for him. But, yeah, I do agree with you there. But going back, wide receiver, Burks had 59 snaps. So he played a good amount. Satania had 45. Really the only one that played, I guess you could say the most snap. Well, every snap was Logan Howland. He played the entire game at 81 snaps. But with that being said, this is exactly it. As Mr. Blaylock has mentioned before, the offense is starting to gel. So it's going to just get better and better as we go. Give it some time. It's going to continue to improve. And that's all we've got to worry about, dog. Enjoy that they are they're gelling as a team. They're getting better as a team. They're playing better as a team. Enjoy it. This offense is going to continue to get better over time. And, yeah, I'm satisfied with the way we're going.
Jay, I told you, it's going to be 2 to 3 games. We're 25% the way through the season. So if that makes you a little stressed out like it does me, but I say this. Raise your hand if you would have asked for this offense at any point last year. Right? So I knew that we would start seeing a more functional offense and still be, I mean, that's Sooner Nation. That's who we are, is we have an expectation. And they brought that up on the broadcast too, is like, you had a 1-year hiatus from like a stellar offense, and everybody feels like it's been the Titanic lady meme where it's been 84 years. You know, that's what it felt like going through every single week last year. And I'm hoping that after this week, we can just kind of put 2024 to bed all the way and quit bringing up last year, because it is. And again, I might be the biggest proponent of this, or the biggest,
you're the most guilty
accusee. Yeah, and so
I'm blaming you for all of it,
but
because I can.
You know, I'm excited. You go out there and you play the team in front of you, and like with you having, you know, Hawkins came in. I do think that it was a little underwhelming. He can run the ball. We knew that. That's not a question that any of us had. Like, his capability to run the ball is what it is. It looked like in the opportunities to throw the ball didn't look terrific. We'll see what happens. I mean, I'd like to also have him not have, you know, the back of the cupboard to go out and, you know, play around with. But hey, listen, we saw a lot of really, really great backup, cleanup, mop up areas with Jackson 2 years ago too, and a lot of us were excited by it. So maybe it's the opposite. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna see if I can find it, Chuck. I'm gonna see if I can find the field level view of the Boganowski hit, because I think that gives a lot more impact. Because we've seen it from the high level, from the broadcast view, but if I can find it at the field level, buddy, I don't think y'all understand. He came through like a missile, and then we almost got an interception by Grayson Hawk.
Yeah.
Samuel Masego with the deflection at the end zone. He almost got the catch and a touchdown. But outside of the defense side, he
hates himself.
I know he does. He was close, so close. But Hawkins looks like he looks like he's working rust off. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of surprised they played him in this game. I didn't think they would. I really thought they was gonna throw Neubauer out there and let Hawkins kind of continue to develop under Arbuckle and really build his confidence, because he's gonna get there. I think he'll be fine with Arbuckle. We've seen him when he has some confidence. We saw the Auburn game. We saw him going. So we just need him to continue to do that. And I think he will. We saw him in the Navy game. There was some moments where he got it. He just needs to – I think he just needs to continue to build his confidence, and we'll see what it looks like. Practice, we've heard good things. So it's the only reason why I'm okay with kind of going that direction of giving him those props. I think that he'll get that for us. All right, Coop. I want to talk big hits. I'm gonna go ahead and find this view from the top for Chuck, just for the broadcast view, because I think it's worth playing. I think y'all should enjoy this hit. But first, shout out to our people over there at Sleeper. You think you know football? You think you know sports? Well, then try to turn your sports knowledge into real money with the Sleeper app. So as you can see on here, we got some picks. Michael Penix is on the promo with, of course, we're going to go ahead and pick him for that promo piece right there. We'll make him a selection. Let's go look at some other games. Tonight, you've got Bijan Robinson, 27.5. I'm going to go with more because I think that Penix is going to use him a lot. And I'm totally going to jump on Monday night. Bucky, let's stick to Sunday night. Yeah, the Justin Jefferson is intriguing. So we're going to do that. What you do is you pick more or less on two or more players, and you just pick more or less on their stats, receiving, rushing, passing, and all that. Again, you'll get promos all the time, like the one you see here with Michael Penix at 0.5 passing yards. So if you hit and you connect a lot of them together, you can win up to 1,000 times your money. It's that easy. So what you need to do is use our promo code UNFAIR when you sign up. You'll get 100% match up to $100. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. All right, I've found it. Thank y'all for pulling up. Please hit the like button if you're new to the channel. Subscribe, rate, review, give us 5 stars. Chuck, I found the play for you. I'm going to go ahead. Since you have not seen it, I'm going to go ahead and put this bad boy on the screen. Give me a second. I'm going to put some stuff together. But Coop, if you had to pick one of the two, which one are you picking?
I got to go with the Boganowski one. I got to go with the Boganowski one just because the way that he set it up. I mean, listen, we both know that Powers and Boganowski can both thump. We know both of those guys. If they get you, you remember it. I gotta give it, man. We were talking about it before we came on air. Boganowski hid back behind the defensive line, like he ducked. I mean, he kind of squatted down, and as soon as that ball was snapped, he kind of waited. He saw which way, and I thought it was Grayson Halton. I could be wrong. He saw which way Grayson Halton leaned in or got pushed in, and then he just came out like a dadgum missile. And I think that one was probably my favorite. But I don't want to forget. I think that also Kobe McKenzie had a missile shot too, early in the game, and he didn't get a sack, but I mean he came flying through pretty quickly, and you see more and more of it, and it's coming from everywhere, and so that's why it's not. That's why you're okay with it, because it's not breaking news that Brent Venables is going to send dudes from all levels from all over the place. Like every single offensive coordinator getting ready for Brent Venables knows somebody's going to always come from somewhere. And so you can throw every once in a while. You can throw those things. So but I go with the BOGO one.
Go with the BOGO one, huh? I was thinking, but I'm going with Kendall Daniels, man. I think he just hit him just so much harder, and it was a lot more painful to the body on this because, like you said, he hit. So found it. Here you go, Chuck. Enjoy. Since you did not get to see this, for everybody else. Just like make really loud noises. Hold a second. Let me make sure that I don't have this playing blaring loud in our ears because I do that on accident sometimes. Make sure that this is set to mute. Yep. It should be set to mute. Enjoy. Oh, God. That's how Monday's going to hit y'all in the morning. Yeah, that was heavenly. I just don't think y'all understand just how amazing it felt to see that happen. I'm going to find our also the play by Reggie Powers because I thought that was a really good sack that he got. But, yeah, man, wow. The hit just – you feel it right there.
And you know that Pops was happy about that play. It's me and him will text back and forth during the game when something else happens and it's not terrific or we barely missed that one. And hey, I think I give all the credit to Simon for staying in the game as long as he did because if my count is correct, I think through 3 games we've sent 12 guys done for the day.
Yeah, we do that a lot. It's like the thing that we like to do the most. Yeah, that was that was a hit. Here's a good one of Reggie Powers here getting his sack here. Shout out to Josh Calloway over there at 247 getting this view at the bottom because I mean he really it was perfect. Again, it was a delayed blitz. And then all of a sudden you just see him coming after him and the quarterback had nothing to do. Like it was so fast that he got there on these big hits. They're like, what do you do? Like, what do you do? Like quarterback knew that I'm about to go down. And I think this is also a big testament to how Brent Venables and this staff really focus on doing well at tackling. Remember, Coop, when the first year, the big thing for us was tackling, and then everything before on the old regime was, dude, can y'all tackle somebody? Like get the guy in the open field.
That's
another one.
Get there and at least hold him up so that when somebody else gets there. And I mean, listen, to this point, you see Sooners arrive and guy goes down.
And I love it that they actually dropped a video on the OU account, Meet You at the Quarterback. I'm going to play that too for y'all because I thought that was pretty darn good. And I say that was pretty darn good for really one reason and one reason only. Like, not only the Meet You at the Quarterback component of it, you see Jaden Jackson pushing the dude to the side and running right at if Reggie didn't get him, Jaden Jackson was going to get him. Period.
And you know what? I saw somebody say something, and I'm just checking it out here.
You gotta verify something. What you verify?
I heard that Temple's smack talk that they threw out there, they deleted.
Oh, really? That picture?
Yeah.
You think they deleted it?
I'm going back through their football timeline, and I'm back to the seventh, and I don't see it. So.
Really? They deleted it. That's
we said it. I mean, you don't need to stoke any fires. It's not necessary.
The hornet's nest is not the nest that you want to. This is not the nest of hornets you want to mess with. We've shown and proven that that's not one thing we don't want to be messed with. And this OU video was artwork, Coop, like art. Oh man, it was literally meet me at the quarterback. You ready? Brace yourself for this. They call it this meet me at the quarterback. Here's your RP3 hit. Oh God, Gilmore with the fumble. He forced a fumble. Bogue. We're gonna play that one more time because I just feel like it deserves one more showing of. Because look at this. Just Jay Jackson was right there about to level that boy. God. Yeah, I know. People will say, "Hey guys, this is it's Temple." Blah 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 blah. Cool. We're doing what we're supposed to do as a team. So, once again, thank y'all for pulling up. Hit the like button if you're new to the channel. Subscribe, rate, review, give us 5 stars. Coop. We had some good questions in here. Some stuff from the super chat. Some chat stuff. Sean, of course, points out that Boganowski Blitz was very nasty, and it's about time we call that. BV is going to be blitzing more this year than recent years, and I love it. That Boganowski blitz and the Reggie Powers blitz were basically the same as the one we got from Robert Spears Jennings against Tennessee and against Auburn. I think Auburn's going to be potentially preparing for that because that's exactly what that was. That was the same one. This is a good question. We said we're going to talk about it, so we're going to go ahead and bring it up now. R. Mason Thomas got hit with a targeting call because of, where he hit the quarterback because it kind of looked like he lunged up. And so because he's got hit with that, he's out for the first half of the game. Okay. He'll play in the second half. So the question is, who's going to start, Coop? Who's starting place for R. Mason Thomas? Will it be Okoye, PJ, or Taylor Wine?
PJ has, also PJ, it looks like he got the wind knocked out of him on the big hit on the running back. PJ's been absolutely phenomenal this year on run support. He has been, the entire group has, but I think at this point a lot of people saw the 5-star, they saw 12 sacks. PJ is going to probably be that starter. I think it's going to be PJ and Wine or PJ and Marvin Jones Jr. I think those are going to be it's going to probably be MJJ and PJ. So lots of J's on the defensive ends. But guys, I've seen the statistical setup between Jackson Arnold through the first 3 games of the season last year and this year. They're dang near identical, Jay. They look exactly the same. And if you, I don't know if you have access to that tweet, but they're almost the exact same. So to think, well, Arnold's kind of figured stuff out. Not really. It's more of the same. They're going to run him. They're probably going to bring the Alabama kind of style, him versus Alabama. That's probably what they're going to run at with us this week.
Yeah.
So what are you going to need to be doing? You're going to need to be good against the run.
Yeah,
and I have
and stopping the run. Yeah,
that's going to be it. Now they've got. As of right now, I think that their running back is probably been a little bit more consistent than Jaquez Hunter was last year through the first couple games. I know that the Auburn fans were saying that they're not using him a lot, but it's going to be back to stopping the run. And Jay, I feel very, very good about that. And I feel very, very good that that with the setup that we're going to have right now, you're going to probably have, again, like I said, a stout run setup. And then when Arms, now it's pending the suspension appeal. I know that they're going to appeal it. We probably are going to know Monday or Tuesday. I think you're going to be able to have an argument that he was stuck in between driving him into the ground and pulling up. And there was no malicious. That was not his intent. Like, he went face mask to face mask. There is a reason there. But they have made targeting you saw maybe the first quarter of the LSU game last night also. They threw out Weeks on a spot to where he's tackling a dude 1.5 feet off the ground. And guys falling, Weeks has to get down on his level to make a tackle. And I've seen so many different pieces coming through. So, but if he has to sit out the first half, guess what? He's going to be fresh and healthy for the second half. And I can promise you.
Right.
I can promise you the lack of, hey, dude doesn't have the blue jersey on or the red jersey. Those guys will hear that once or twice this week.
Oh, we're going to talk about that like crazy, especially on Wednesday's episode when we go live. I'm going to hit up some of my Auburn guys, bring them on. We're going to treat them with love and care. We're going to be nice to my people. They're still excited about the Jackson Arnold experiment so far. But I'm going to get one on that I know will give us the for real. Like, he's not going to BS us. He's not going to sugarcoat anything. He's going to really talk about, like, hey, man, this is kind of how I'm feeling about it. So we'll bring him on to talk. T, what is the percentage chance of Gibson going to play this weekend? So Giovanni and Jaden, I'm going to say Jaden's a 0. I think I can throw Giovanni at a 45%. Now, do we play the full game? No. A few snaps? Maybe. I can see us giving him a shot in this game because this is a pretty big game. And if he's practicing well, I think we can see that.
I mean, at this point, I think that the difference is do you need him this weekend? Do they feel like they need him this weekend? Do you want to be testing on a new toy in this game? Now, that being said, you clear the protocols, you clear all those things, and you want to give him a little stick route. You want to let him just get out there and run some routes knowing that you're probably not throwing to him unless he's just blazingly wide open. Maybe something like that. Here's what I don't want. It's the whole, like, they did it on The Office, where Jim would always put up the pros and cons board, right? And if dude comes out and plays 5 snaps and gets a catch for 5 yards and then two run blocks, versus he comes out, somebody rolls up and breaks his leg again. Like, how many of us are going to be like, it was worth it, though? I mean, we had to kind of see him out there. It's not like we have to have him out there now. So
no, that's the good
I would say that 45% is pretty accurate.
I think
75% probably for Kent State. But if you feel like there's any question at all, you don't play him this week. If there's any question at all for Kent State, you roll him out against Texas because I want him 100%.
I want him 100% for Texas. If anything hinders him having that, I don't want him on the field. I want him for Texas, mainly because I want him for that 4-game stretch of SEC games. I want him for Texas. I want him for South Carolina. I want him for Ole Miss, and then I want him for Tennessee. That's a 4-game stretch that I would love for him to be available and be the most healthy dude out there. Would be the more fresh guy. That would warm my heart on that. Jonathan, this is a very good one. Everyone seems to unanimously agree targeting needs to be challenged, but why hasn't it been done after all these years? They have tweaked it like 8 or 9 times. That's the unfortunate thing, is that it's so subjective on how they're doing it. That's why the appeals process does exist. I've actually seen some players win in the appeals process. So we just got to cross our fingers and toes that we can go out there and provide a good that we can lay out a good case to get that bad boy overturned. So let's just keep our fingers and toes crossed and hope for some good luck. But Coop, I want to talk about some stuff in the SEC, man. Let's talk about a little bit of something, and then we're going to get out of here because I know Coop actually has a family, and mine has abandoned me. So thank y'all for pulling up. Hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, rate, review, give us 5. This was a question that was asked, and I definitely wanted to post this up here because, Coop, I know you want to talk about it. Did Texas struggle with UTEP, or did I miss something? I know. Y'all know I normally don't talk, troll, or anything in the competition. It's not me. I'm not good at it. I suck at it. That's the reason why I don't do it. I suck at it. Coop's good at it, though. Coop does it very well. You watch him on the socials. He be going after them folks. So we're going to talk about this because, dog, is Arch Manning broken? I feel like Arch Manning is broken. Because we were all told he was the second coming of Tim Tebow. We were all told that he would be the next, you name it, he was supposed to be it. And boy, he had 10 straight plays where he missed 10 straight passes in a row. He threw 10 straight incompletions. There may have been some drops in there, but it was 10 straight incompletions.
Jay, you notice that our ambassadors from the weird city of Austin have not been in the chat here for a few weeks. There's a reason.
Yeah,
there's an absolute reason.
Truth is actually missing, and Truth was the only person I know that would usually pull up regardless. Like, he's one that understands, both sides of it. I know he was talking about us having a worse run defense, but it's okay. He's right. Yeah. Our run defense isn't as good as last year's, even though we're 34th in the country and giving up less than 100 yards a game, which is actually better than last season. But our pass defense is even better, but I digress.
Yeah, it's okay. And in Bebo's handbag or whatever that.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, clown.
Even my dude, Ben. I like Ben. Ben is actually one of the Texas fans I appreciate. He ain't here. Like, it's been crazy. Like, I've been waiting for more Mateer noise talk, right? After Michigan, after Temple. Y'all beat only Temple. They have been quiet. Where is my people? I'm surprised.
Yeah. Here's the thing is their defense good? Defense looks pretty good. Defense also has been the amazing benefactor of some absolute just what is going on right there. They have had I've seen 3 separate interceptions to where there's not a receiver in the area. It's not like blanketed coverage or anything like that. It's just there. I don't think Arch is broken. I just don't think he was what everybody thought he might be. And he was on projection. And I think for so long we have done so many of this projection stuff. I mean, is it right or wrong? He's a 5-star because of his last name. I think we're right. Dude couldn't unseat Quinn Ewers. Dude had okay games against Mississippi State, which won 2 games last year. And then Louisiana Monroe, he went out against Georgia. What did he look like? And so I don't think Arch is broke. Here's the thing is, Arch wasn't that dude anyway. Arch looked okay when the mantle was not on his shoulders, just like Jackson Arnold looked like for us 2 years ago when he came in against Tulsa. He threw some balls that I thought were like, God bless America. That rollout in the end zone against Arizona where he paints it right at the edge where, there's all of those things. But here's the one thing I will say. Arch didn't do this to himself. It is a lot of the Texas mods, a lot of the Texas fans, and a lot of national media. They went with what could have been a big storyline. And let's just be honest. When you're gassing up a dude like that and the rest of the SEC is sitting here going, hold on a second, what has he done? You get a lot of clicks. There's a lot of controversy. And guess what? If you're dead wrong, like Paul Feinbaum was,
he was so
like
wrong.
Most of the guys over there on the Texas side, if you're dead wrong, people are going to come after you and come after you hard. The moment that you stand up at the top of the chair and you say, everybody listen to me, I got something to say, they're either going to tomato you or, oh, captain, my captain you. And there's some tomatoes flying right now. And it has absolutely been phenomenal. And it's not even just that. The offensive line is in some trouble. They're one injury away from having walk-ons out there. You've got also the you've got also the wide receivers. These guys can't be consistently anything at all. So there's drops. I think that I saw it was like the end of the second quarter when they finally first completed a pass to a wide receiver. They've got injuries in the running back room. Texas right now is OU 2024. And a lot of mouth breathers that are psychotic, sunshine pumper Texas guys are starting to hit social medias and going, we were wrong. We were wrong.
Yeah.
And at least they're owning up to it, Jay. But, a lot of the guys, and I'm not going to give them any screen time or anything, but a lot of those people who talk a lot of mess, you owe me for taking my words. Hey, man, you should see some of the conversations we have off camera, because there's no reason why, if he was that dude, he wasn't going to take over. We saw Caleb Williams take over for Spencer Rattler. We saw Tua take over for Jalen Hurts. Those dudes all those guys are in the NFL. Every single one of them, doing great or not, they're still in the NFL. Right now, the whole Arch Manning, is he going to come out after the draft this year? Give me a literal break. And here's the thing is, nobody feels bad for Texas right now. The entire country is laughing their ass off.
They're enjoying it. They're enjoying every minute of this because we enjoy their pain. There was another great question in here. Stevie, good question. I don't associate with Nash whatsoever, but my boy Steven, which I do associate with a Fanatic Perspective, he's my boy. We do stuff. We did stuff at Bleacher together. I do associate with him. He's not well either. His comment section's flooded with Texas fans panicking as well. He's been posting videos of himself panicking as well. They're not doing very well at all over there. And Topher's right. We should just blame Ian Bowl. Boy, it's bad. But no, there was a one in here that I thought was a very good question. It wasn't a troll, but I thought it was a very good question. Here it is, Jonathan. He asked the question, was South Carolina overrated or Vandy underrated? And I'm going to answer that one with ease. Vanderbilt is underrated. We have been sleeping on them, even though we know Vanderbilt is Vanderbilt, and historically they have not been the best. But guess what? The one thing I want y'all to understand is this. Diego Pavia is a baller. And if there's one thing I will say about him in comparison to us, this is why I'm so adamant about John Mateer being really good. John Mateer is a Diego Pavia that can throw better.
Pavia is Mateer light.
Yeah, he's a diet Mateer, but he'll be so much fun to watch play against each other. Because Pavia takes the ball more than Mateer would on a run. He will just go out there and make it happen, period. But both of them play that quote-unquote reckless type games. And that's no shade to Diego Pavia. I think Diego Pavia just needs to get better in his throwing capabilities, because that's just the one thing he says. Like SEC-wise, the leader in passing in the SEC right now is John Mateer. He leads the conference in passing yards.
Say that again.
John Mateer leads the conference in passing yards.
Who's
I don't think people – 944 yards. He leads the conference.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of people didn't believe that. A lot of people didn't believe that John Mateer was going to be that dude. Like, in the country, he's 7th in the country at 944 yards. He's 7th in the country. When you go here just to the SEC, hold up. You know what? I'm in a mood. I'm going to go ahead and show this because I feel like y'all need to see this. I need y'all to understand what I'm telling y'all.
While you're looking that one up, I will also say this. I think South Carolina was a little overrated.
Yeah,
we knew that they lost. We knew that they lost a lot. They got everything and more from Virginia Tech. And I don't know if y'all saw what happened to Virginia Tech's coach today after getting boat raced by Old Dominion, who I would have argued with you 2 nights ago didn't have a football team.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, that's your numbers right there. John Mateer leads the SEC. Right behind him is Joey Aguilar, who I think is really good. Marcel Reed is balling out as well. SEC is going to be fun. And then we're going to start going into SEC play, and we'll see what it looks like. I mean, Joey Aguilar was out there lighting up Georgia. And I'm just going to tell y'all, man, I think that John Mateer's better, and I think Ben Arbuckle's better. I'm just going to just be real. But he's putting up the numbers you guys have been asking for. I mean, Ty Simpson finally had himself a really good game. And he's putting his numbers up there. But Lenore Sellers is down for a bit. He may miss a game. He may have to. But Diego Pavia, here he is, right? Diego Pavia right there, 645 yards passing right now, 7 touchdowns. He has more passing touchdowns right now than John Mateer, but Diego does a lot of running too. That's the one thing that, we have to understand and respect about his game is he's going to pass, and he's also going to get them runs too. Like this season, I think right now he's ran he's not ran as much, surprisingly, 129 yards so far this season.
But I also say this, Vanderbilt's getting help from the other side of the ball where they did not last year. And the difference between them losing some games and winning some games where the defense couldn't hold up. So we'll see what happens as you go in. But, I just say this is looking at those things. You got John Mateer, transfer. Taylon Green, transfer. I mean, most of these, Joey Aguilar, transfer. Bo Pribula, transfer. Blake Shapen, transfer.
Pavia.
So, right? I mean, there's a lot of the transfer guys. And I saw somebody make a post earlier today and says, seems like all the SEC folks are excited about their transfer quarterbacks.
Every single one.
Is Joey Aguilar having a better year than the guy he traded spots with? The answer is yes. Because they also lost their coach today.
Oh, so much pain. I like this question, Kyle. ESPN's FPI. So, FPI
garbage, especially this year, this early in the year. It's just
at the beginning of the season. It's really bad because it also takes last year's numbers in account of a team and why teams end up where they are. And it's more so in a neutral site situation, who will be the favorite? Granted, I think we would be the favorite against Michigan in a neutral site. The biggest thing for Michigan is that at some point Bryce Underwood would play better. But let's get off of that portion of it. The thing to understand about FPI is, as Coop said, it's not very good in the first 4 games of the season because it does take calculations from the last season. And it uses that. And last year we were so bad that it hurts our numbers. But right now FPI has us projected to win 8 games. It changes as the season progresses. So that's the one thing to keep in mind to how it works. I'm going to show this right now. This is FPI right now. We are listed as the 13th team in the country and by the computer, because it's all computers. It's all simulations, and that's kind of how that comes in. And so we're 13 right now, in which I like that. I don't want to be anywhere else.
Well, and you can also see as Alabama as the third highest at 8.6 to 3.6. I mean, so it has them slightly above us. You see the big dropper there is the Texas. They have them now. It's starting to kind of look like it's not going to be a happy Christmas.
Exactly. And to the point that just was made, South Carolina, as much as I enjoy Lenore Sellers and his game and everything about him, Virginia Tech just fired their coach. Vandy went out there and outgained him by 300 yards in the second half. And I tried to tell people after that game, I said, Vanderbilt's beating South Carolina. People looked at me and was like, what? There's no way that's going to happen, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, I'm just telling you right now that Vanderbilt's going to win that game. What happened?
I picked it.
Me too. Vanderbilt won that game. We got a lot of good games coming up this week that we're going to talk about too. Of course, we'll break down both sides of the ball with us. One last thing. UCLA fired their coach. Virginia Tech fired their coach. I am going to put out a video tomorrow because a report has been coming out. And this is what this report is. And I'm going to tell you all here now. So those that have made it to the end, you will not be caught by this. Okay? The report is not a real report. It's hot boards that are being put together for all of these teams that have fired their coaches early. We've already seen one report, one hot board out there about Oklahoma State should try to poach Ben Arbuckle. It basically is a recommendation. You should take Ben Arbuckle because he's so good. You're seeing them also talk about Ben Arbuckle to UCLA. They should go after him. He would be really good. You're going to also see Virginia Tech at some point. I want y'all to hear your boy say this now. When I make this video, I'm going to let everybody know it's not happening. It ain't going to happen. Because it makes zero sense for Ben Arbuckle to go after a job that he's most likely going to get fired from rather than go for one that's an opportunity for sustained success. Lebby taking the Mississippi State job was smart because we saw them be successful in a similar offensive setup with the Pirate. Rest in peace. That made sense. And they look good now. They look good this year. They look really good.
Hey,
they look really good.
I think number 27 in the polls. I mean, they're right outside really the polls. They're about to be ranked.
They look really good. They look
and
really
Brennan
good.
Thompson,
Arizona State blowout. Shout out
to Brennan Thompson. Brennan Thompson is, listen, if you are a small, fast receiver, go to Mississippi State because they got Anthony Evans. They got Brennan Thompson. I think they got Grayson Harris, who was an OU commit for a long time. Yep. I mean, they've got some fast little dudes, and they're Blake Shapen. He is, when he sees that coverage, he throws it to a spot and he says, "Go get it," and they're getting it.
And I say this about that: I expect Ben Arbuckle to get a good opportunity in the Big Ten or the SEC in the next 2 years. There's going to be a good job that's going to open. I promise you. Somebody's getting fired or going to retire because they just can't handle this no more. He's going to go after a good opportunity. He will. I'm giving him 3 years here. That's the most I said. 3 years is the longest he'd be here. If he's longer, that'd be awesome. But I think he's going to be similar to like BV. He's going to wait for a job that makes the most sense. Right now, he's got it easy. He's got to keep shaping these offenses and dominating. BV's going to keep providing him a really good defense. And he's going to continue to just stack up dub. When a really good job comes up, he's going to get the opportunity to take it. One that's going to have good recruiting fertile ground. One that makes so much more sense for him. I don't think he's just going to jump on any job. He makes a lot of really good money. He lives in Oklahoma, so it makes no sense to just go bounce somewhere else. And I'm going to say this, like I said, I'm regurgitating this in the next video. When that video drops, don't y'all hop in the comments and be buttholes about it. There's people that aren't in the live that's going to watch that video. Let them learn there too. But I'm going to talk about that in another video because I think it's something that makes sense to address, mainly because it's going to start. But the other thing that will be addressed as well is this, and Coop even pointed it out here in the comment section. Kyle, thank you for saying this. Do we think Oklahoma will hunt some UCLA or Virginia Tech players at potentially portal? Christian Evans is at Virginia Tech. We went after him, the defensive lineman. There was a safety. Well, there's a linebacker. Actually, me and John was talking about this over on Locked On not too long ago. Remember Caleb Spencer, the linebacker that flipped from us to Miami? He's at Vitek right now.
With a K, right?
Yep.
Hey, here's what I do say is I think there's a lot of the guys in UCLA you're going to go and, they're going to have to get Nagy verified. I mean, I'm pretty sure that the tampering thing is just an open and honest. Everybody's doing it at this point.
Yeah.
But I want to take half a step back here for Arbuckle. Arbuckle's still 29 years old.
Yeah.
And don't be surprised if Arbuckle is here for 3, 4, 5 years. And the reason why I say that is you got levels. His next raise is going to be a healthy raise. And then his next raise is going to make him one of the highest paid offensive coordinators in the country if things continue to progress how they are. At 29 years old, the influence that Brent Venables has put around him and Kevin Wilson is trying to help him set himself up for success. And believe me that the moment that Arbuckle got here, Brent Venables knew that this was going to happen and that he was going to have a fast-track trajectory. And Brent's going to be able to say, here's where it's gone well. Here's where it's not gone well. Here's where I stayed at Clemson. One of the reasons why I stayed at Clemson so long, and I'm happy where I'm at right now because I could have gone here, and this is what happened. And I could have gone there, and this is what happened. There are things that I needed to know, and I'm still learning at this point. But I think that the mentorship and stuff like this, it's a very, very big thing because you can point towards a Lincoln Riley and go, sure, yeah, he got off hot, and then he bounced, and then now he's week to week between getting fired, not getting an NFL job. Like, get you some establishment, because people's opinions are going to wax and wane pretty consistently. And I think that don't be surprised. If Arbuckle leaves after the 26th season because this team has put 2 great years together, is that going to shock me? No, it's what he deserves. And I think it's the opportunities that he's going to have people calling after him every day from this point on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. With the transformation he's so far done in 3 games, this is why his name is popping up everywhere. And it's not going to stop. So just get used to it and enjoy the fact that you have a coach that everybody else wants. So just enjoy it. And just be glad we're not Clemson, who has a Riley, and they are not very happy with the way that they're playing right now. So, hey, thank y'all for pulling up. Hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Rate, review, give us 5. We are out. We will pop up Wednesday. Me and Coop will go live. If I can work things out, maybe we'll have a third in there. So just hit the like, subscribe, and the bell notification. That way you don't miss any of these videos. And we will talk to each and every one of you soon. Be good. Peace.